viewers, welcome to Frank Teaches DevOps. Yeah, guy, yeah. We're still in the spirit of Eid, and for that reason, I would want to give a special shout out. All right, a special shout out to my Muslim fans, my Muslim communities. Salam alaikum to my Muslims brothers and sisters. All right, guys. So, um, in today's video, we are going to discuss about Amazon SageMaker Ground Truth. SageMaker, there is an R here, right? All right, so Amazon SageMaker Ground Truth. All right, so quick one. Maybe this is your first time of seeing uh, my video on machine learning. All right, so let's talk about what is Amazon SageMaker. What's Amazon SageMaker? So Amazon SageMaker is a huge service, guy. This service is huge, man. It's a huge service for machine learning in AWS. Simple and short. Simple and short. It is a huge service, something huge, right? For machine learning in AWS, right? So great. So let's now talk about what we have for today, which is what SageMaker Ground Truth. So SageMaker Ground Truth is a service for labeling data sets. Data sets are collection of raw data, right? The collection of raw data is termed as your data set. Now, when you label a data set, all right, when you perform labeling on a data set, you are in the process of creating a tag. All right, you are tagging your data set. So labeling is another form of tagging your data set. All right, so let's put it properly now. So SageMaker Ground Truth, SageMaker Ground Truth, let me just abbreviate it with SMGT. All right, is a feature of SageMaker, of Amazon SageMaker, used for labeling your data sets. Right now, why these data sets? Now, before you perform training on your model, or before you train your model, right? Before you train your model, it is very compulsory as part of the workflow, right, to label your data sets. The data sets could be in the form of text, it could be images, all right? So it could be in the form of images, all right? Now, in images, you could be targeting things like maybe animals. Now, in the animal, you want to classify the animals as, okay, I need cats. I need to label all the cats found in an image, right? Similarly, you will want to label birds within an image. Again, depending on what your data set is, all right? Depending on what your data set is, all right? Ground Truth will give you that enablement, all right, to perform such labeling, right? To perform such labeling. In case we are kind of Daisy. Let me show us an example of a labeling job. So let's come to Google. Let's sample machine learning labeling. Machine learning image labeling. All right, image labeling. Let me go to images. Let's go to images. All right, so there are different forms of labeling which we are going to see any moment from now. All right, once we get into SageMaker. All right, let me look at this text. Look at in this text now. Now this is a proper text labeling. You can see now I have to set up a machine learning data labeling system. All right, so this is labeling. So you can see those highlights. Those highlights are text labeling. All right, now let's look at you can also see here as well. So these are examples of labeling. These highlights. All right, so now let's look at image. Right, now you can see a green box, a green square around the aeroplane there. So this is called a bounding line, a bounding box, sorry, a bounding box. Now you can see the color of this tool is kind of navy blue. It's a form of labeling. I'll show us the type. It's called semantic segmentation. All right, now sorry, semantic segmentation is an algorithm. All right, it's an algorithm. Semantic segmentation is an algorithm used to perform such labeling. Now object detection is this as well, is another algorithm. All right, image classification. Okay, this I think these are all machine learning algorithms. All right, instance segmentation. But I will show us. Let me check this picture. Good. So this is another form of labeling. All right, which uses purely computer vision algorithm, right, to implement this level of labeling. So I'll show us something that makes sense once we get into what SageMaker. Let's go back to our board. All right, great. So you have it. You've heard it that the SageMaker Ground Truth is a service, is a feature in SageMaker that is used for labeling of your dataset. And what's labeling? Labeling is a form of tagging, all right, providing identification for easy and accurate model training, all right, for easy and accurate model training. Okay, now in this SageMaker Ground Truth, there is one feature called workforce. Right, so workforce, let me put it like this. So workforce, I would say, are mechanism responsible for carrying out the task of dataset labeling. So a workforce are mechanism responsible for carrying out the task of labeling data sets. All right, of labeling what? Data sets. Now, of labeling data sets. All right, now there are three major types of workforces available within SageMaker. There are three major workforces available within what? SageMaker. The first one is Amazon Mechanical Turk. I hope I have that spelling correctly. Mechanical Turk. Now, this feature is done automatically by Amazon. All right. This style of workforce, I would say this style of workforce the labeling done, okay, the labeling done by this workforce is done automatically by Amazon. So Amazon by default, this is available, all right, to Amazon. So once you present your data set to Amazon, right, Amazon will use this feature called Amazon Mechanical Turk to label your data set. All right, great. Now the second data set is a private workforce. Sorry, a second workforce. Sorry, guys, is a private workforce. So in this workforce, all right, in this workforce, all right, the organization, all right, takes it upon itself to perform the labeling internally, right? To perform the labeling task internally, meaning that we will have to create employee profiles, all right? Then invite those employee to Ground Truth, so that those employee will be in charge of labeling the data set. All right. Then thirdly, last but not the least, is vendor company. We have a vendor company, right? So now this workforce on AWS Marketplace, right? There are third party companies, all right, that are registered, that are known for labeling data sets. Their job is to label data set. That's their job. They are registered companies, all right, and they are registered with AWS, all right. So if you need any of their services, maybe you have a data set of let's say of million records, all right, and you need to label these data sets one after the other, and you know fully well that you can't do it internally, right? You can't do it internally, and because of time consuming, right? So you can outsource the labeling task to these companies. We are going to see them, all of them. Outsource the labeling task to these companies for them to take care of it, right? You can contact them on AWS Marketplace, and they will pick it up from there, and they'll do a nice job for you, right? So we'll be seeing these three different available workforces used within the SageMaker Ground Truth, all right, Ground Truth, and we shall see the one to go with, all right. We shall see the one to go with. So without further ado, guys, because this is just one small service within SageMaker, all right, just for labeling. So we don't have much to talk about this, right? The bottom line, what SageMaker Ground Truth is used for is basically for labeling your data sets, and that is it, all right. So without further ado, let's now look at the architecture. Let's look at the architecture. All right. Now let's look at the architecture, the flow of your raw data into what SageMaker, right? First we have S3. Now this S3 bucket will have your raw data. Now, I'll move my raw data from my base machine. All right, I'll upload my data. Upload your data. Let's call this raw data. So upload your data. What's this now? Upload your data. This is your data, right? Upload your data into what? This guy should allow me. Just allow me. All right. Upload your data into what? S3. All right. Then wait to. Okay. Then after that, you have your data on S3. Let's copy. We now have our data on S3, right? Now from S3, I will create a labeling job, a labeling job that will pull this data from S3 into what? SageMaker Ground Truth. So this will now be SageMaker Ground Truth. Can I just change the color? So this will be Ground Truth. All right, great. So while this data is here, we can now forward this data. All right, we'll create a job that will forward this data to our private workforce. All right, to our private workforce that will perform the labeling. So this will be a private workforce that will perform the labeling. All right, so this workforce will perform the labeling. All right, they will perform the labeling. All right, good. Let's keep it here. Perfect. All right, so these are our flow, these are architecture. All right, so great. So let's get started, guys. So now I'll go to my AWS account. Where's my AWS? I think there's it. This me this. I'll go to S3 and I'll create a bucket. All right, let's create a bucket. Let's create a bucket. Let me call this bucket demo labeling task. All right, demo labeling BKT bucket. All right, open to public. I understand. Create. Now we've created this bucket. All right, this is bucket, right? Now we need to upload data set. So for that, there is a particular website I normally go to get my data sets. All right, any data set you want to work with in this domain, in the domain of machine learning, data engineering, you will see it under Kaggle, kaggle.com. There's kaggle.com. There's also data.world. So in these two services, all right, you see a lot of data set, guys. You can see the data catalog built for your AI future. All right, and a lot of companies are using this. The data world is changing. Are you ready? All right, so you can always search for a data set. All right, data world, I've not used data world that often. Right, can search for something. Data world. All right, let's not waste much time here. All right, so let's go to kaggle.com. So once you come to kaggle.com, you always see a search bar. If I just go to kaggle.com, all right, kaggle.com, then on your left hand side you click on what? Dataset. Click on dataset. Now you can search for tons of datasets here, man. Any datasets you want. All right, you see birds. If I need birds, I just want birds, only birds. Inferring birds with Kaggle models. Let's see the one with more likes. Let me see this. You can see this. I can't. No, there's nothing here. I can go back. unsupervised birds pre-training model. All birds we cannot see. uh, how models work. Well, let me see this. I can't download. There's no download, right? Let me look for something. Let me say rabbit. 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 No. Let me look for bees. Bees and blueberries. Honeybee classification. Alright. We can always see where to download the images, alright? But keep searching, alright? Because of time, alright? Alright? Bees, where are you? Inspected, augmented, and all. I'm not getting it. There was one I downloaded. B. 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 Let me check this. This is B, guys. B. Honeybee. Alright, but I downloaded one which is Hymen Hymenoptera dataset. Alright, so look at the link. Datasets, the data sheet, the data set Hymenoptera. Alright, can download this. So this dataset comes with a tons of B images, right? B images. So I want to perform labeling on the image. So the kind of labeling is I want to label, or let's say for instance the bees are my data set, and I want to work on the bees, right? I want to model bees, right? I want to model bee. So for that, before modeling, I need to what? I need to tag, I need to label, right? After labeling, then I can now start what? Training my model, right? Training my model. All right, so I've already downloaded this. So I will be uploading it on my S3 bucket. Right, I have this already on my download. Let's check my download. Let's check the download. So I have this already. Okay, so this is where I have already. So I've decompressed it. So these are the bees. These are the bees I have. All right, so I will be performing some labeling on this guy. All right, so I'll come to my what's it called, S3, click on my bucket, then go to what, upload, then add files. I just want to perform just like 10 thereabouts. All right, so let me look at once I want to take this, right? Let me hold on. Correct. No, I don't need this. Should I check this? Okay. Check this. No. No. Okay. Check this. Okay. I don't need much. No. Okay. No. Okay. No. Okay. How many? I just need like 10. How many is there? 5, 7. I just need 10. Okay. No. Okay, so let's just work with this. Now click on what? Open. Open. So these are the files. Alright. So next thing I will do now, say what? Upload. I would have created a folder. Alright, let me upload first. Let's see if I can move them to the folder, but that's fine. Alright, so upload was succeeded. Alright, was successful. Close it. So from our diagram, you can see that we've uploaded our raw data from our base machine into what? S3. So S3 now has what? Now has our data. Alright. So now the next step now is we'll go to Ground Truth and create workforce. We'll create workforce. Then after workforce, we are going to create a labeling job. Alright. Great, guys. Let's go there. Alright. So I'll duplicate this page. Duplicate. And I'll search for SageMaker. Okay, so SageMaker. So under SageMaker, we have a lot of sections, different sections. All right, different sections. So I'll just jump to what? Ground Truth. I'll open here Ground Truth. Now we have labeling jobs, labeling datasets, and labeling workforces. So let's first of all go to what? The workforces. Let's see how to create a workforce. All right. Now there are three types of workforce. We have the Amazon Mechanical Turk, we have the private, and we have the vendor. Now in this vendor, you can find labeling services online from AWS Marketplace. Right. You can see here a selection of experienced vendors who specialize in providing data labeling services. So if you click on this guy now, to take us to AWS Marketplace, where you can search for different organizations that are into labeling of what? Data sets. You can see DAP assessments, data labeling services by iMerit, data labeling service by StarTech, NLP data labeling services by iMerit. A lot, guys. Data labeling service by Cogito. So a lot of companies are here deep in, right? A lot of companies that are into labeling of what? Data sets, right? That are into labeling of what? Data sets. So anyone you want, you just click them, you contact them. You click them, contact them, and they will just now. These are their pricing estimate for AWS services, architecture diagram, statement of work. All right, they'll do all of that for you. Overview, project kickoff and planning, blah 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 blah. What's their cost of? Estimated deliverables, pricing estimates. So they will send all of this to you. You click on what? Continue. Once you click on continue, I don't know what happens next. I've never used them. All right, so I just have to be careful. Okay, I just have to be careful. All right, great. So let's now go back to what we were working on. Let's go back to SageMaker. No, this is a different thing entirely. Go back, and yeah. So that was what? A vendor. So I'm not interested in this Amazon Mechanical Turk because you won't. It's a team of global on-demand workers powered by Amazon Mechanical Turk. So this is also a team of people that once you create this workforce, they get the request. They're always online 247, man. They get the request and they will perform this for you. They perform it for you, right? But I don't have this money. I don't have this amount of money to pay this service, all right? Because it's not free. Neither do I have any money to give to the vendors on from the marketplace. It's not also free. But this feature is free. The private workforce. It says a team of workers from your organization. So I will create a private team. I'll click here. Now I'll create a private team. Create a private team with AWS Cognito. That's the option you pick. Now give it a team name. Let's call it data labeling. Data labeling team. Alright, that's the name of the team. Now add workers. Invite new workers by email. Import workers from existing Amazon Cognito user group. So if you have Amazon Cognito, right, whereby you have users already on Amazon Cognito, you can always pull those users from Cognito and use them here, right? But I don't have any service called Cognito running, so I can just place my team members email address, and they will receive invitation for this labeling task. All right, so we're gonna practicalize everything, guys. All right, so great. So let's say one of the team member is dineroleg at gmail.com. I can add multiple team members, comma, I can say Frank, wherever, but let me just use just one team member. Now the organization, now I can say Frank teaches DevOps. Frank teaches DevOps. Now the contact email obviously is Frank Kiss Infotech. Now I need to enable notifications. All right, a push notification so that these guys will get the invite, because if that is not done, they will not be able to get that invite. So for that, I'll be creating an SNS topic. All right, so I'll come here. I have a topic already, but let's create one. It's just automatic. Just click on create new topic. Create new topic. Let's just give it labeling topic. Labeling topic. Create. It has been created. Now we can now click on what? Create the private team. Create the private team. So let's go back one more time. So private team creation from AWS Cognito. Team name is this, data labeling team. Add workers, we've added this worker. Organization is Frank Teaches DevOps. Contact email is this. Then notification is that. So click on create private team. So this team has been created. It's getting created. Let's just wait. This team is getting created. Now, this team was created. You can see now. This workforce was created. You can see data labeling team. And the worker, one of the worker is what? This. You can in future add more workers. All right, invite new workers. You can click here and you put their email address. You click on what? Invite new workers. All right, and it will go. So let's click on cancel. All right, so now after we have created labeling workforce, the next thing we need to do now is what? We'll go to what? Labeling job to create a labeling job. So in labeling job, we can now come here and click on what? Create labeling job. All right, click on create labeling job. Now let's give it a job name. Let me call it demo labeling. Demo B labeling. All right, now input data setup. Where is my data set coming from? All right, my data set is coming from S3. All right, it's coming from what? S3. Great. So I can click on what? Browse. Then I'll select the bucket. Now click on what? Choose. All right, great. Now similarly, look at here now. S3 bucket for output dataset. We need to output the dataset. That's the labeling. The labeling needs to be output to somewhere. All right. So it's saying same location as the input bucket, but I don't want it like that. I want to create another bucket. So I'll go to S3 to create another bucket for the output. Let's say create bucket. Let me call it labeling results. All right, labeling results BKT. Labeling result BKT. So I'll have the output in that bucket. All right, create bucket. So in this bucket, I will create a folder. Go into the bucket, labeling results. Create a folder. Let me call that folder results. Right? Results. Then create. So this bucket has been created. So let's go back to our labeling job. So the output will be, let's browse it. Labeling results, then the folder, right? Choose. Great. So our output goes into this location. Now the data type. The type of data I want to label is an image. You can see now there are different types of labeling. We have image, we have text, we have video. All right. So you remember when I showed us something about labeling image text on Google? When we were on Google, can I go back there? Sample, yes. So you can see. So these are, where's that text I saw? Yes. All right. When you label text, right? Great. So let's go back. Now, the data type is image. All right. And the supported formats are JPEG, JPG, JPEG, and PNG. Now we need to create an IAM role, meaning that we need to give Ground Truth access to your S3 bucket, right? So for that, you create what? Create a new role, right? Create a new role, and you could say any bucket. You are giving Ground Truth access to any bucket, but you can always specify the bucket here that you want access, that you want Ground Truth to have access on, right? But in this scenario, let's just keep it on any bucket, all right? Click on create. So we have created the IAM role, which is this. Then now let's complete the setup. So you have to click on data setup, complete data setup. Click on this. So if everything goes fine, we should get a input data connection successful. Perfect. Let's scroll now. Scroll down. Now, this is the task we need to perform. But before we look at the tasks, let's show us different kinds of labeling, right? This is in the context of image classification. Image classification. In image classification, you can label, if we were doing image classification, that we have an image like this, and this image, there are multiple items in that image. There's basketball, there's human being, there's a ball, there's a basketball net. All right, so now you can what? Label maybe the ball, this ball you're seeing, or you can label the what's it called, the human beings in this image. All right, yeah, this is one form of what? um Image classification for a single labeling. Now for a multi labeling, it's still on image classification, where you need to label more than one item at the same time. Maybe you need to label human and vehicle, because in this image there's no animal, right? So you only have human and vehicle. That's another form of what? Labeling. Then now, bounding box. The type of labeling we'll be carrying out today is a bounding box, where you draw a box around, all right, around your target image, right, your target object. So this is it. You also have semantic segmentation. Semantic segmentation labels objects based on coloring, right? This semantic segmentation is an algorithm, okay? It's a machine learning algorithm which is used to label object based on coloration. All right, then we now have label verification to verify if this is a car or anything. It could be anything. All right, so yeah, this label verification. So but the labeling type, the task type we are concerned about is what? Bounding box. So I'll check bounding box, and I will scroll. I'll click on next. Now, we need to select the workers and configure our tool. We need to select where our workers will be coming from, either from Mechanical Turk, vendor managed, or the private team that we created, right? So since we created a private team, you can see that if you come to Mechanical Turk, it's just straightforward, all right? But you can see now it's being charged per seconds. Time estimates 8 seconds to 10 seconds, you are charged $0.036, right? So depending on your task, all right, depending on your task. Okay, great. So it's not free. This service is not free. If I come to vendor manage, let's look, they will charge you, all right, but let us keep it to our private team. Now come here and select our team, the label team we created. Data labeling what? Team. That's a team, and in that team we have the workers, all right, we have the team members. So let's scroll. I think we're almost done. So yeah, now give a brief description, description of the tax, so that whosoever get the tax will know what to do. I'll say task to label the following images. All right, the following images or whatever. Now I need to tag each of this labeling. All right, I need to do a tag around it. I could say American B, I can call it, I go add a label. I can say, why not use Nigeria? Nigerian B. Alright? It's a Nigerian B. Alright? Nigerian B. Alright, so we're supposed to see a kind of a sample here, but I don't know why it's not loading. It's supposed to load to show us a sample, good example and bad example. A good example is when all of your square, all of the objects, the target object is within the square, the bounding box. Alright? Now a bad example is a situation where all of your objects is not around, or the bounding box is not around all of your objects. That's a bad example. We're supposed to see it here. It's not coming up here. So the labeling, the tagging is what? Nigerian B. Alright? It's a Nigerian B. So let's create this job now. Let's create. So the moment I click on create, I'm going to see this job here. This job will be in what? It will be in progress. Alright? We are going to wait. We are going to wait until we get the number of objects slash total to label. Right? So what we'll get after some time will be the total number of objects that need to be labeled. In this case, it's about around nine images that we uploaded. All right, about 9. So we're going to see 0/9. So the moment we see 0/9, then we can now go to check our email to see if we got the invitation, all right, to perform the labeling. All right, to see if we got the invitation to perform the labeling. So let's just refresh. I'm going to pause this video. So once, because it takes some time, all right, so once the status is updated, then I will be right back. Okay guys, so you can see we now have the updated total. So the updated total is 9. So far, no labeling job has been done. All right, so you can see it's still showing in progress. It will show like this in progress until a workforce have started working on the labeling. All right, so we are done here guys. So I'll go to my email. Okay, I'll go to my email and show all the rest parts. Okay, so guys, you can see this is my email, my Gmail, and this is the notification I got. You are invited by Frankie's Infotech. All right, you are invited by what? Frankie's Infotech. All right, from Frank Teaches DevOps to work on a labeling. All right, so to work on the labeling. All right, so I'll be opening this email and I will show us the content. So guys, all right, so you can see this is the email I got from that invite. All right, so you are invited by Frankie's Infotech from Frank Teaches DevOps to work on a labeling project. All right, click on the link below to log into your labeling project. So I just need to click on this link, and I will provide the username with the password. All right, so great guys, so great. So once you log in with your temporary password, you will be required to create a new password for your account. After creating a new password, you can log into your private team to access your labeling project. All right guys, I think we are good. Okay, so yeah, I'll be clicking on this link, and yeah. All right, so I've opened the link, and that's the link. So it's saying SageMaker Ground Truth work team. So the username is dinero leg at Gmail. Then the password is, I'm pasting the password, paste, then sign in. All right, so it's now requesting that I change the password. So I'm going to give it a new password. Now the moment I click on send, I should now see this page. Now I have the job here. Now you can see now bounding boxes, tags to label the following images, customer ID is this, status is available, creation time is, today's date is 18, right? So for me to start working on this job, I say hello dinero. If I don't want, I can always log out. Right, great. So for me to start working on this job, I can click on what? Start working. Start working. All right, great guys. So these are the images. You can see now we now have the images, and the label here is Nigerian B. All right. So all I need to do is just to bring this pointer. All right. Bring this pointer, align it properly, with the image. I'm going to click and cross over. So I'll click and cross over. We're very careful so that the box does not go on top of the image. I'll release. Okay, my label is too long, so I'm seeing just nig. Let me see something. Let me cancel this. Decline. You can always decline this tax. So if I decline a tax, it will show that there was one decline. All right. So I can undo. Control Z. Undo. You can see here. We can undo. Okay. And yeah. So it's okay now. Then I can submit. So the moment I submit this object, this label I just did. All right. If I go to my labeling job, I should see an increment. I should see that this value, this label object will increase by 1. If I refresh it, let's wait. It's gonna process. After processing, then that value will increase by 1. Let's check. Right, let me continue. All right, let me just continue. Taking some time, so I'll come back here. Then I'll continue with my labeling. You have to be very careful, guys, so that you don't mess it up. Yeah. Right? You submit. You do the next one, which is this. I think I'm doing good job, guys. Yeah. So this is what labeling of data sets is all about. Submit. We've done 3 so far. So yeah, come here. I think I'm there. And yeah, submit. Okay, then come over here. Right, submit. So let's check our job now. Let me refresh. You can see this value is increasing until this value gets to 9 of 9. Then will the job get completed. Right, until this value gets to what? 9 of 9. Then will this labeling job get completed. Until then, it won't get completed. It will always be in progress. Right, so let me refresh. I've done says 2 so far. Let's continue. Let's continue the job. Come back here. Where are you? Okay, be careful. All right, submit. So submit. I don't know. I'm not seeing a count here. Should see a count. Okay. Submit. All right, I think we're all done. You have finished with the available task. Refresh the page to see if there are new jobs. Select a job and choose start working to work on. So you can see I'm done with this task. So there are no jobs for me to perform anymore. All right, so let me go to my job list. 2 so far. Let's refresh. So we're gonna wait. It's now 5. We're gonna wait. It will keep coming until it gets to 9. Right, so this process takes a lot of time. Right, this is a lot of time. So I'll pause it when okay, it was already on 8. You can see it's already on 8, so it's almost done. So let's still refresh. let's do refresh. All right, let's do refresh. Let's do refresh. It will soon finish. All right, let me just pause it a bit because of the time it takes. All right, so it's now 9 of 9. All right, so let's wait till the status moves from in progress to something else. Yeah, it's now 9 of 9. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Let me pause it. Let me pause it so that we don't take much of our time. All right, so while we are waiting for this job to get completed, we can go and look at our buckets, our results. So look at the buckets. So labeling result buckets, the results, the folder. I can see this is the job name, demo B labeling. Let's open it. Then yeah, I can see the output. All right, so this is a temporary file. Why am I not getting something? Annotations, worker response, iteration, 0 to 9. All right, the first job. This is the first job, the JSON. So we're going to see it. Let's just wait. Let it finish. Let it finish. Let me refresh. Complete. So now you can see the labeling job was completed. All right, it was completed. So let's go back to our S3 bucket. Let's see. Or without even going there, I can come somewhere here. I can come on this labeling job. I should see output. You can see this is the output. So this is what we did. So a complete job. You can see now this is the output. This is everything we labeled. So it's now giving us a blue box. All right, you can see. So we did a perfect job. How many? 9. All right, 9. So you can see a labeling was done. All right, so let's go and look for this on our buckets. Let me see. I don't know why I'm not getting JSON. Why am I seeing JSON? Let me open it. Open. What's this? Let me save it and see something. A JSON file. Why is it giving me a JSON file? Open. Alright, it says answers, acceptance time, bounding box, height is this, label is Nigerian B. Alright, left top width, input image. Alright, okay, this is the output in JSON format. Alright, did I specify? Didn't I specify the output in image format? But however, you can see the outputs on the labeling job section. Right, so this is the output. Label dataset objects 9. We labeled 9. Right, so these are the words all we just labeled. So far so good, guys. You've seen how we've been able to use AWS SageMaker Ground Truth to perform labeling of our datasets. That being said, guys, thank you. I want to bring today's session to a close and see you in our next video. Thank you and have a wonderful week ahead. Peace out.